So I've got a gun review for you today, and it's going to be a little bit different. There's not going to be any range work whatsoever, so if you click that link thinking, hey, I'm going to see how this gun shoots, you're going to be disappointed. As a matter of fact, this video won't be that long. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I do want to share some thoughts on this firearm. Now, I've done some negative reviews in the past, and I don't like doing it. But if I have something invested, or maybe I've made viewers believe that something is good and there is a negative side to it, I'm going to feel compelled to kind of share that side as well. Today's gun definitely falls into that category, as I'm a huge fan of the Beretta APX line, the full-size Centurion and the Compact. Today's video is about the APX Carry, of which I'm not a fan. Another example would be I've preached Gunbroker. I've had ridiculously great experiences on Gunbroker and have gotten tons of really nice guns there, although I did share an experience with one that wasn't good, and I thought it was important. If I'm going to tell you guys, hey, buy from Gunbroker, and then I have a bad experience, I want to make sure I'm honest. Although people still crucify me and put me through hell for being honest about the experiences that I have, I don't get it, but honestly, I couldn't care less. I'm going to give you guys what I feel compelled to share that's going to be helpful to you guys. Maybe save you some time, money, effort, and frustration. So as a fan of the APX pistol line, in February 2019, I'm on Beretta's YouTube channel during my lunch break, and I'm watching videos, and there's some range footage. It's a quick flash, maybe 2-3 seconds, maybe 3-4 rounds. And there's an APX being shot, but I knew it wasn't a compact, a Centurion, or a full size. It was railless, it was short barreled, and I knew it was a single stack just by the width. That got me pretty excited. And so I comment down below, hey, that's a single stack, you know. I go back and check that video out to see if Beretta was going to comment back or anybody else. 10 minutes later, the video's gone. So clearly somebody jumped the gun. They posted this video before they were supposed to, or they didn't realize somebody like me would notice that that single stack was in fact in this video. And so that pretty much confirmed to me right there, like, okay, I was onto something. I know what I saw. I bounced it off a couple of other YouTubers out there, and they saw the same thing. They watched the video. And then I got confirmation later from a friend of mine who got word from a Beretta rep that yes, in fact, the single stack is coming out. It'll be shipping at the NRA show. Seeing as how the NRA show was at Indianapolis last year in 2019, I was pretty excited. Fan of the Beretta APX. They're coming out with a single stack. And I'm a fan of single stack. I'm a fan of single stack carry guns anyway. And the NRA shows in Indy, which I was going to attend. So, perfect storm. So I go to Indy. And I read before that the APX Carry had a double action trigger. And it didn't scare me. It didn't concern me, but at the same time, I thought one of my favorite features of the APX line is the trigger. It's a flat-faced trigger, wide. It breaks clean, hardly any take-up. It's got the trigger safety. It's nice. It is really, really nice. The frame on that gun all around, from ergonomics to the controls, are just phenomenal. Now the APX Carry comes in a cardboard box. I got no problem with that if it saves some money, but inside it's got a nice carry bag, which is cool. Throw that in your range bag. So I go to the NRA show excited. I want to try this double action trigger out. I'm going to show you guys the magazines are empty. There you go. And the gun is in fact empty as well. And so I'm excited. Like, I got to go check this gun out in Indy. So I picked it up at the Beretta booth. And guys, I think it's a really sweet looking gun. Good looking gun to me, just like the full size. And so Beretta took the full size and shrunk it down into this beautiful little package to me. The serrations that I've raved about, I love. The controls are easy to get to. The trigger reach is actually good. Plenty of room for a glove finger. Really nice ergos. You got a nice beaver tail overhang there. The gun feels really nice. And when you shoot it, the recoil impulse is really nice. It's a great little shooter in that regard. But the trigger, again, the gun is empty. It's a double action trigger. Now, if you're a fan of double action triggers, very little take up, and there's your break. It's very smooth and it's actually really light. So a revolver guy would love this. Someone who shot revolvers for years would love this trigger. And someone who shot maybe double single would have no problem with this because they're used to that first shot being double action. But my problem is this, guys. They took an APX externally. Got me excited. And in the modularity, the inside, the little trigger group that goes inside is a Beretta Nano, which kind of is the butt of the joke of carry guns for a company that's been around longer than anybody else like Beretta. The first manufacturing company of firearms was Beretta. And they take the time to develop the APX line, which is a really nice duty gun. They submit it for the military trials. Doesn't get it. I think they screwed up on that. The Army, personally, I think they should have. It's modular. It's got different size grips, different colors. You got the compact, the Centurion, and the full size. It's got everything you'd want. And all Beretta had to do was give us this with the APX trigger. But instead, they repackaged the Nano. They were kind enough, besides the 6-round flush fit, to throw an 8-round extended magazine in, which feels nice. It's got stippling on the front to match the gun. It feels nice. Nothing wrong with it. And guys, all the rounds that we put through this gun have run reliably. Have been great. If you watched a recent video that my son did and I on his carry gun selection, the process we're going through, this gun was in it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy that. I got a great deal on Gunbroker, as a matter of fact. I'm going to buy it because I want him to see this double action trigger and see how it feels. Now, he liked the way it felt, dry. And when he shot it, if you guys watched that video, you saw how low it shot. I did the exact same thing. It took me 2 magazines to get out of that, where I brought my groups up, because it breaks so far back and it's a longer pull. It's just a different dynamic with the trigger pull, and that's coming from somebody who's not a trigger snob, guys. I don't have to have a perfect trigger. But what I do have to have is a good trigger in a gun whose big brothers all have a good trigger. And Beretta, it's just a massive fail on your part. It just doesn't make any sense. 0 sense. Now, all the negatives aside, I'm going to show you a size comparison here in closing, but let's say this really quick. It's got some good features I went over a little bit ago. If you like double action triggers, if you're a revolver guy, guys, try it. If you're a new shooter and you've never shot, strike, or fired guns, you won't know the difference. So maybe for a beginner, maybe for a female, it's got great ergos, long trigger pull. You know, and some females get a little concerned when there's no manual safety. That's the only reason I'm mentioning that. So this might be a good option there. All right, so I'm just going to do a quick safety check for you guys. It's a Glock 43 with a +1 Pierce. And I've got the SIG P365, the standard model, not the XL, and it's clear as well. Let's go ahead and compare the 365 to the repackaged Nano, the APX carry. And I'll show you guys the length. Virtually the same with the 365 and the I keep wanting to say Nano. Man, the APX carry, the 365 is more narrow. I'm not going to weigh them. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I'll just show you the heights and the length. Essentially the same when you look at the finger extension there on the 365. So it's basically the same size as the other popular carry single stacks on the market. Your 43 is going to be a little bit longer, although more narrow or narrower, less wide. And so it's essentially the same size as the other single stacks on the market. It's got the same round count as the Glock 43, and I'm not going to bash them for that. I'm not going to say, you know what, today we've got the 365, we got the 48, 43X, we've got these guns coming out with more rounds in a small gun. Why wouldn't they come out with something to match? Well, guys, what you have to understand is these guns are in development sometimes 2, 3, 4 years. And if another gun comes out ahead of time and they've already got everything established, they're not going to go back and redesign the entire gun. It costs way too much in R&D and tooling and manufacturing costs to do that. So it's a constant back and forth, a game to try to get out ahead of the other one. But capacity aside, where Beretta failed miserably, absolutely failed miserably, is right there. Should have been a striker fired trigger just like the big brothers. All right? So in closing, if you're interested in the APX carry, I would say give it a try. I'm just giving you my personal opinion and my disappointment based on an avowed APX lover. I love the guns. I don't love the APX carry. Just trying to be honest with you guys. So sorry for a doom and gloom review, but it kind of matches the weather out here in Indiana today and for the next couple of days. Look for me coming really soon with some more videos, including the second video with my son Brock in his quest to find the perfect and his first concealed carry firearm. Thanks for watching, everybody.